You're not their priority. You're their backup plan. And deep down, you already know it. You're not the first person they call, not the first person they think of. You're the one they reach. When everyone else is busy, when plans fall through, when it's late, when they're bored, and suddenly remember, you exist. And the worst part isn't what they're doing. It's that you've been accepting it. Because if you didn't, this wouldn't hurt. You feel it. Every time they cancel last minute. Every time they take hours, sometimes days, to reply, and expect you to answer instantly. Every time they show up for others with energy, and show up for you with whatever is left. And you told yourself, it's fine. You told yourself they're just busy. You told yourself patience is love. You told yourself being understanding would eventually make them choose you. It doesn't. It makes it permanent. Because here's what's actually happening. Every time you accept being treated like an option, you confirm it. Quietly, repeatedly, permanently. You are training people how to treat you. Not with your words, but with your tolerance. You're teaching them that your time is flexible, that your attention is always available, that you will wait. And people don't believe what you say. They believe what you allow. There's a word for this pattern. It's not loyalty. It's not love. It's not friendship. It's convenience. You are convenient. And convenience has no value, because it's always there. Think about it. What do people protect? What do people fight for? What do they fear losing? Things that are rare. Things that might disappear. Things that are not guaranteed. But you guaranteed yourself to people who never guaranteed you anything. Pause for a second. There's someone in your life right now. You already know who it is. The one who reaches out only when they need something. The one who gives you just enough attention to keep you there. Hold that person in your mind. Because everything from this point forward is about changing that dynamic, starting today. The Stoics understood something most people never will. Epictetus said, "No person is free who is not master of himself, not master of others, master of himself." And right now, you're not in control, because your availability is being controlled by someone else's convenience. You call it kindness, but it's not kindness. It's surrender. You are handing someone else the power to decide when you matter. That ends now. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why this is happening, what you've been doing to allow it, and the shift that makes you impossible to ignore. Not through games, not through manipulation, but through something far more powerful, self-respect. And once you truly understand it, you will never go back. If that's what you want, subscribe to the Stoic Path, because this is where you stop being chosen sometimes, and start being chosen properly, or not at all. Let me tell you something most people won't admit. I used to be the option, not because I was weak, not because I lacked confidence, but because I believed something that sounds right, but destroys you. I believed that being available was the same as being valued. So I showed up every time. No hesitation, no boundaries, no conditions. And there was this one person. We made plans often, and almost every time, something came up. They forgot. They double-booked. They canceled last minute. And every time, I said. It's fine. I thought that was loyalty. I thought that was patience. I thought that made me someone worth keeping. But here's the truth. That wasn't loyalty. That was overextension. The third time it happened, something shifted. I didn't get angry. I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I just stopped. No rescheduling. No chasing. No adjusting. I went quiet. And you know what happened? Nothing. 4 days passed. 4 days. Before they even noticed I was gone. And in that silence, I understood everything. Not what they said, but what they showed. That my presence was optional to them. And that realization changes you. Because this is where most people lie to themselves. They listen to words, but ignore behavior. So I stopped doing that. I started watching. Who reached out first? Who remembered the small things? Who showed up, even when it wasn't convenient? The list was short, very short. So I made a decision. No announcement. No warning. Just a shift. If someone treated my time like it didn't matter, their access to me stopped being guaranteed, not as revenge, as self-respect. I stopped being instantly available. I stopped rearranging my life. I stopped explaining myself. And something interesting happened. Some people disappeared. And I need you to understand this clearly. That is the best possible outcome. Because they revealed themselves. They weren't there for you. They were there for your availability. The easy version of you. The convenient version. The moment that version disappeared, so did they. But others stepped forward. People I didn't expect. People who suddenly made effort. Who treated me differently. Because the moment you stop being an option, you force a decision. Either they rise to meet you, or they fall out of your life. Both outcomes protect you. If this feels familiar, it's because you've lived it. And if you're done being the option, subscribe now, because this is where it changes. Here's the rule. Simple, uncomfortable, non-negotiable. Reciprocity is required. People who don't carry you back don't get to ride. That's not cold. That's clear. And clarity is respect. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Most people misunderstand that. They think it means staying calm. But it means something deeper. It means you stop trying to control how people treat you and start controlling what you tolerate. You cannot force someone to value you. You cannot make someone prioritize you. You cannot convince someone to care. That is outside your control. But this is inside your control. Your standards, your boundaries, your availability. Who gets access to you, and on what terms? Epictetus was a slave, owned by another human. Yet he was considered one of the freest men in history. Why? Because no one controlled his mind. No one decided his worth. He didn't wait to be chosen. He chose himself. You've been doing the opposite. Every time you accepted less, you handed your worth to someone else. But here's the truth. It was never permanent. It was always reversible. And this is what reversal looks like. Week 1. You stop being instantly available. No explanation. No announcement. Just absence. And here's what most people don't realize. People notice your absence before they notice your presence. Silence speaks. Loudly. Week 2. The pattern breaks. You will see clearly. Who makes effort and who makes excuses. No confusion, no mixed signals, just truth. Week 3. Your energy returns. Because you're no longer investing in people who are never investing in you. And suddenly, you feel lighter, more focused, more in control. Week 4. What remains is real. Not perfect, not many, but real. Relationships built on mutual effort, mutual respect, mutual choice. This is not manipulation. This is not playing games. This is alignment. The Stoics didn't care about being chaste. They cared about being worthy, and being surrounded by people who were worthy too. Seneca said, "Associate with people who improve you, not people who drain you, not people who use you, people who elevate you, and who you elevate in return." That's the standard. No exceptions. You were never meant to be an option. You just allowed it. You are meant to be chosen, fully, consistently, or not at all, not sometimes, not when convenient, chosen, or released. That is self-respect, and self-respect does not negotiate. The right people will rise to meet your standard. The wrong ones will disappear, and what they were offering you was never real connection. It only felt like it, because you wanted it to be. But now you see it clearly. It was convenience. And you are worth more than that. From the beginning, the only question left is, will you act like it, or will you stay exactly where you are?